Very good morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible. If yes, kindly write in the chat box if I'm audible. Good morning. Okay. Please send the recording link as well. I'm really sorry, Sandeep, because I'm not the right person to fetch the link and send, right? So for this, I'm really sorry. But yes, I would want you to inform your friends, text them, they can join as soon as possible because again we are starting with a very important session of in the continuation of how to make your resume or a profile, and then today also we will be covering about how do you make cover letters, right? So yeah, so please inform your friends so that they join as soon as possible, and in next 5 minutes we shall begin the session, right? Since it's a Sunday and students are gradually joining us. So let's wait for them for 5 more minutes and then we shall begin the session. Meanwhile, do inform your friends, wake them up, shake them up, and bring them to the class. Thank you so much, students. Don't no matter, Sandeep, right? So we will, I will cover each and everything what I have missed yesterday also, right? Don't worry. I'll revise what I have taught yesterday. Just I'm waiting for 2 3 more minutes and we I will start the session. Tell me, Samich. See, if you have not done your projects, right, in that period, you can talk about your maybe internships if you have done any, or maybe any, any of your skills, right? And definitely for now, you need to just make a note that now if you're a fresher, or let's say you are just in second year, I cannot expect you to make a giant project, right? But this is the information that I give you, that when you go and search the company, then at least you should have had hands-on experience of any of the technology practically, maybe on some module, if not module, a project, something live. So did I answer your question, Samish? All right, so not let's not wait more. I think we have enough students for now today, right? So and we can consider today is Sunday. People will gradually join us. That's okay. So yesterday we were covering resume writing, right? So when I say resume writing, it is one of the very important module a person must know, because what happens is, no, for now maybe you think it's too early for me to understand what is resume, what is CV. I am going to write in next 2 years or maybe 1 year, right? But my dear friends, it's very important for us to complete all these things within the timeline, because at the last moment when company starts coming, right, they won't wait for your resume, they will ask you to submit it, then you are in hassle. Whether should I read it first, whether I should prepare my technical, whether should I practice my tech writing, or should I build a fresh new resume for me, right? Then what happens is, this is my experience of 10, 12 years, I'm telling you, I'm sharing it with you so that you don't make such mistakes. So what happens is, at that particular time we really in a hassle state what to do next. So if you are ready with your interview skills, you're ready with the questions, you're ready with your resume, your all preparations are done, trust me on this, that you would not face such kind of issues, such kind of last minute hurdles there. Correct. Getting my point. So this is how it's very important for you to understand and make one resume for yourself. And yes, updations are always there. Even if I reach in a state where I have 10 years or 12 years of experience, still whenever I had to make my, if I had to share my profile, because when you reach a position of 10 years, 12 years, then you don't need your resume, then you need to have your profiles, right? I will maybe probably take your next sessions when you will be eligible for making the profiles. What happens is, there you write down the summary of your work. You don't write what is your education, what have you done. No, they just want to have your work experience, what did you do in these 10 years. So that way we make a profile. So this profile doesn't become rigid for one, right? It has to be updated every after second I would say work profession that you're looking for. So even this is suggested for you, that the one resume would not work for entire journey. No, maybe sometimes it would be asking for the position of a data analyst, sometimes it would be asking for a cyber security expert. You think sometimes it's project manager, a product manager, a process manager, or an architect, because I am sure you know that in IT also we have our IT architects there, right? So what happens is, it keeps on changing your resume. So just you need to understand the flow, and then probably you can change this resume whenever you want to without my help, right? I want you all to be so smart enough. I'm so sorry, today I'm little under the weather, right? So if my sound comes a little husky, so don't mind, please. Right? So resume writing yesterday we did like how to do it, right? I told you few websites on which you can build, free resumes. You can fetch, or you can make a beautiful resume for yourself, which was Zety, Zety. I'll write it once again if somebody has missed. So it is Zety. Canva, resume builder. No resume. So these are few websites for you. These, ma'am, how we connect to you. So getting know the upcoming webinar sessions. My all sessions happen on Saturday 7:30 to 9, and Sunday 10 o'clock to 11:30. So you don't have to that ways worry about it, right? Okay, you want me to write here? I'll show you the PPT which I have made here. I think that is mentioned. Yeah, so these are few free resume and CV builders, right? You all can see this. This is Canva, CV Maker, Virtualize Me, Kick Resume, Novo Resume, Resume Builder, and Zeti, right? So these are few platforms which enables a student, a fresher, an experience. Yes, these all are free. You need not to pay anything. They might ask you, but please do not click on the same, right? Just fetch the free loaded version. That's how it looks. I'll show you how does it look like, right? That's how it looks like, right? It's even this is a Canva which I have opened, right? So this is how you can use the platform, the you can choose a template for yourself, and then probably you can make them, right? Just here, yes, here you are. Yeah, so that's how you can make your resume. This has various templates available. You can change your the phones, the lines, the graphics, the videos, the audios. This is a perfect application to use if you want to have any modifications, editing, or something that you want to do, right? This helps you in that. So this is what it happens, right? And today I'll also tell you one very, very, very important, and not only important, also I'll tell you a very interesting thing in the last of the session. Do not miss it. You will be very happy to see it, and you it will help you to get shortlisted in thousands. If there are lakhs or 10,000 people applying for the job, and how can you make your resume effective so that it is fetchable, I'll tell you in the last. So do not miss this till the end, right? Thank you. Now let's come back to the slides over here, right? The resume, which was I already explained what all a resume is all about, right? Now I just have the pertinent information. I have already discussed that only you will be mentioning about the informations which is relevant for the job. Now what happens is when we create the resume, because we don't have anything to write, what I do is I prefer writing my hobbies out there. I love to sing, dance, cook, or maybe drive, or maybe you know fishing, or whatsoever it is, or a poetry or a calligraphy. But my dear friends, I, to be very honest with you, the recruiter hardly cares what your hobbies are, who is your father, who is your mother, and these informations are least bothered, least cared. So I request everyone to not use any pertinent information which is not required by the recruiter, which he is not even interested in. What happens is, as a result, that when you write so many pertinent informations, right? Sorry, you just have to have the pertinent information which is relevant information. If you mention some irrelevant information, it just wastes your the page. Its space is misused, and you tend to then face challenges where to mention the reliable and authenticated information, because you have already put in there the information which is not even required. For example, personal information area, right? So this is something that is not required. Be customized for each job. Yes, absolutely, your resume will be always customized to the job you are applying for. For example, if you are applying for the post of web developer, I'm just giving you an example. So when you are making one resume for a web developer, so obviously you will be mentioning, emphasizing more on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, right? So you will be talking about more of designing stuff. Yeah, you should not include your hobbies, Samish. Only if you don't have anything to write, then only I ask my students to write down your hobbies. Else, I never prefer people to write your hobbies, right? Now, be custom. So now let's come back to the topic here. Customization is very important. For example, if you're applying for the post of web developer, so your resume must scream that you are a in you are who you're a dedicated web developer, you know CSS, you know about JavaScript, you know about HTML, HTML5, you know how to code, how to SQL and so on. Now you're applying for the post of Java developer, but you're talking about Python, you're talking about IoT, you're talking about AWS. I'm sure you must have done all these things, but these things would come somewhere in the last or in the middle. But your first emphasis should be your recruiter must grab the eyeball on HTML and CSS and so on. Correct. Similarly, if you're applying for the post of software developer, then you must focus more on C++, Java, Python, or maybe maybe software development life cycle, database management systems, OOPS concepts. So probably that will help you, and that will help you to even fetch the right job for yourself. So that what I mean is that whatever job you're applying for, customize your resume accordingly. And how do you customize? You customize using the keywords. What are those? I will tell you in the next part. Be strategic in the content. That's what I told you. When you create the content for yourself, you have to strategically understand what are you going to do, right? And how are you going to maintain your data. So this is something that you need to strategize, right? Have the most relevant information on the top. This is what I have yesterday also discussed. Yes, all the informations which you think is relevant and important should be kept in the priority window, right? Sometimes we forget. What we do is when we understand the priority window, so I'll tell you what is priority window is. Important, urgent should be on the top. Things which are important and urgent should be on the top. Similarly, whichever position you're applying for, so the information which has to be there should be on the top. Second, your strength and area in which you are an expert should be on the top. Understood? Anything, any question till here? Any question till here? Any question till here? Only one student is studying today. Hmm? Only one student. What others are doing? Pertinent means only useful information relevant to the job. Yes, exactly. Very good, Ratne. She said, "Ma'am, all clear." Tanvi. Okay. Be applicant tracking system ready. No header, footer colors, and graph, colors, etc. Now, somebody has asked you to create one, maybe a digital presence for yourself, and create one new resume for yourself, and make something very creative, appealing, right? So what you did, you use all colors in the life what you have. Okay, Hindi. Is everyone comfortable in Hindi here? Everybody? I can use mix. I have no problem. But I have okay. I'll just use mix and match here. Okay, you don't know Hindi. I'll use mix and match for both, right? Now I'm translating the same thing in Hindi. So जो चीजें आप आप जब एक resume बनाते हैं, so you should have all the relevant information. जो चीजें recruiter को चाहिए, आप वही चीजों को resume में रखते हैं, otherwise उनको नहीं रखते हैं. अब जैसे कि I'm just explaining, just repeating what I did in English. Don't worry, Rama. I am just explaining in translating in Hindi for the students, those who don't understand English, right? Don't worry. So only आप वो चीजों को रखते हो जो relevant है. For example, अगर आप सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर बनना चाहते हैं, आप जूनियर इंजीनियर बनना चाहते हैं, तो उस केस में what you did is right, उस केस में you need to only keep the relevant information. उसमें you need not to write about you have good in math, you're good in maths, you're good in science. So this is or maybe something related to cyber security, which is not required because you're talking about software developer, right? तो ये सारी चीजें आप थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखते हैं. Now next is आप whenever you're making your resume, it should not have any colors, right? Maybe colors like you're using blue color, red color, green color. Maybe your font size are different, your font colors are different, your font style is different. So it is not mandatory. It's not required. Your resume should follow the same order of styling, right? Same order of writing style, colors, and etc. Yes, right. Not have old outdated material. You should, whenever you're making your resume, so please keep it in your mind that you're not using any old or outdated material. It should be the updated one. Include appropriate keywords, right? So when you're saying updated appropriate keywords, now which what is this? I have already discussed in my LinkedIn class. Now I'm asking you student, what is that? Question is, what is appropriate keywords? Now what is keyword in the resume? I've already discussed in LinkedIn also when I was taking the class of LinkedIn. What is that? Okay, Samish. All right. Yes. Yes. So keywords are the LinkedIn profiles. Like keywords are the for example now, uh, how do you fetch the resumes now? Now the Naukri, Monster, or the other websites, they have lakhs of resumes there. Now how will they fetch the how will they fetch your resume? They will fetch your resumes based on the keywords, right? So based on the keywords, so that keywords are those keywords could be a software developer, could be analyst, technology, AWS, cybersecurity, IoT, machine learning, AI. So these are the keywords. So whenever you are applying, wants to listen, so when you will be including the keywords in your resume, you have to be very careful that the keyword should match the job description. Now what is job description? The job description is released from the company. The company releases the job description, that these are few requirements that I have. If you fulfill, you can apply the job for the job. If not, kindly avoid, right? For example, let me show you. Do you want to see what is job description? Do you want to see? Okay, let me show you what is job description. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Let's see, for software developer, right? Let's pick it from LinkedIn. Let's pick it from Indeed. Right, so these are few good websites, so let's choose one. Now see from here, this is the JD is software development developer responsibility and duties. These are the requirements that the person is looking for. Now what is he looking for? Looking for to develop and implement new software programs. Now if you think you can put these words into your resume. So what will happen when they will find the resume? It will find it that way that yes, this person has the ability to develop and implement the software programs, maintain and improve the performance of existing software. Right? If you can maintain and improve the performance of existing software, you can apply for this post. Clearly and regularly communicate with management and technical support colleagues. If you can, then definitely you can apply. Design and update the software database. If you can, you can. Database means that's something related to SQL and all. If you can, apply. Test and maintain software product to ensure strong functionality and optimization. If you can ensure the functionality and optimization, so definitely you can apply for this position. Recommend improvements to existing software programs as necessary. Right? If it is also can be done. Right? uh, that is also again you can do it. So these are the requirements from the company. Now these are the qualification that what the candidate must have. The candidate must have the bachelor degree in computer science, that is required. 2 years of experience in web developer and software developer. Demonstrated knowledge of web technology such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. One must have the ability to work independently and multitask effectively. Now, demonstrated understanding of project from the perspective of both client and the business. Flexible and willing to accept change in the priority as necessary, and strong attention in detail. So, if you meet, even if 60 to 70% of these, you are eligible to apply the job, right? So that's how job descriptions look like. Now you have different. Okay, this is actually the job responsibilities that a software person developer must have. This is JD is job description. So the job description will tell about what company needs. They release one document which says what company needs, so they will document few of their requirements. So these are the requirements that they have. Now, if you are meeting at least 70-60% of their requirements, so definitely you are eligible to apply for that particular position. So that's what job description is. Right? Now these are for LinkedIn profiles. You can see their job descriptions as well. Right? You will have so many of them available. Can I tell you the keywords? See, these are the keywords only. These are the keywords. So for software programs, then technical support, then functionality, strong functionality and optimization, uh, existing software programs, right? So these are the keywords, right? Also, I'll show you some more for your convenience. Um, let's search for job description for um let's say a full stack developer. Let's say, so what does it need? Now see, these are the job descriptions. Maintaining end-to-end life cycle, and then they will have the other this thing. See, this is the skills and qualifications that they require. Front end technology, and that's how you write in your resume also. You should write the same way, that in front end technology, what do you know? CSS, HTML5, JavaScript, Angular, jQuery, or this. And development knowledge, you should have Python, Ruby, Java, .NET, whatsoever you know. Database and cache, maybe you know about MySQL, MongoDB, SQL Server, Oracle, or whatever it is my voice not clear to anyone? Am I not audible to anyone? Because I think I am audible to everyone. If I'm audible, please. I'm not audible. All right, thank you so much. I'm audible to everyone. I don't know, Samiksh, what happened. All right. So this is database and cache. Basic design ability you have, including UI, UX, and basic prototype designs. Then servers, you know about experience working like that ways, and then excellent writing and communication skills, ability to virtualize a proposed system and to be. So these are also what? These are also one of the keywords that you have to fetch and you have to include in your resume, right? So this is what is also a keyword. Understood, everyone? Clear? And this is how you're going to mention in your resume also. Do not mention everything all together, right? Just bifurcate them. What is front end, what is back end, database, languages known, servers, or maybe windows, on what all windows can you work, right? So these all informations should be there in your resume. All right, any questions so far? Any questions? Any question? Understood, everyone? Okay. Use bullet points to make it easier to read. Now, if you have anything very important to mention, yeah, if you have something very important to mention, then you can use them in the bullet points. For example, what I have mentioned here is in the bullet points. So those that becomes very easy to read, right? If you don't have something to write in bullets, you can ignore that. Be error free. Now, what is that? Be error free. What does that mean? Be error free. What is that? Be error free. No spelling mistakes. Very good, Tanvi. Very nice. Spelling mistakes, typing errors, correct. Grammatical errors, correct. Very good. Very well done. So, yes, absolutely fine. When you will be creating or designing your resume, you need to keep few things in your mind, that while you draft, your resume should be grammatically free, right? You should not use any pronouns. What are pronouns? Like, um, you know, I think it's here. Yes. For example, don't use I, you, we, they, I, he, she. These pronouns are never used in your resumes. Tailor your resumes or a summary for the position you're applying for. I have already told you. Very good, Shrish. Don't include any secret information which is not relevant. I have already discussed. Use bullet points. I have already discussed. Now, what do you mean by avoid jargons and buzzwords? What is that? Avoid jargons and buzzwords. Yeah, tell me. Confusing word, cutting, benchmarking. Okay. Okay. Do not use child's language. Okay. So what is jargon is jargon words are which is difficult for you to understand. For example, IDK, right? I'm sure you all know what is IDK, but for some of you would this would be something very difficult to understand. And many of you know IDK means I don't know. So some keywords, some buzzwords, jargons, abbreviations might you know, but others would not know. So to avoid these confusions, we do not promote you, we do not advise you to write down the jargons in your resumes. Short forms, yes. Do not include any personal. Do not include personal information. Now you will say, ma'am, you have already asked us to write down the information. I definitely asked you to write down the personal information, but that is only limited to your address, LinkedIn ID, email ID, and phone number. But most of the students, what they do is they also at the end of because they follow the last maybe the ancient I would say format. All right. Just a second. It is consequences which you have inferred from something is your sequitur, right? So do not include personal information means you have already mentioned your name, your email ID, your phone number, and your LinkedIn ID. And what happens is when you draft your resume at the last, you mention separately personal information. Then you will again write your name, your phone number, your address, your email address, your blood group, your passport size, your passport number, and whatnot. Your family, your father, your brother, their number. So nowadays, my dear friends, that is not required, right? So it is highly, I don't want you to write all those informations again because it is already there, because they want you to find you, so they can find you over the mail, they can find you over the phone number or the address. Then rest of the things are not mentioned out there. Now, yes, only professional information. Also, nowadays when you talk about companies, now why we have eliminated it, let's understand why we have eliminated these personal information to be separately mentioned. Because gone are those days when only resume used to work for us. Now when we have come to digitalize, now these companies have also become very smart. Now what these company does is, now these companies will have their own portals. For example, I am applying for the post of a data analyst in TCS, just an example. So here, once you apply there, they will send one confirmation code, right? This confirmation code will comprise a a small documentation of 40 to 50 minutes, right? They will ask you to fill those forms. That form will comprise of some 7 8 pages, which will ask you every minute detail of yours, your education, your percentile, your school, your year of passing, your date of birth, your right, your date of birth and everything, right? They will ask your PAN number, your Aadhaar card, your passport number, every second information which is required for your candidature, they would ask you in that particular form to submit, right? So once you submit, this will go for background verification, right? So all these companies, good big brands, they go for third party background verification. So for that reason, they ask you to fill all these information in software, so that they can just pass it on. Everything works on technology, no hard work now, right? And if any of the information is marked as incorrect, they can disqualify you, they can blacklist you for 3-4 years or for entire life, or they can penalty you. Like they have invested 20,000 for the background verification, they can ask you the same. It's just an example. So all these personal information, the reason why I'm telling you these personal information should get eliminated, because every company is now have the dedicated portal on which they would ask your personal information to be mentioned out there. Got it? Any doubt? Any doubt? All right, all clear. I understood, Samik. Don't worry, it's ma'am. That's okay. If you feel your resume is too long, eliminate from the bottom. What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay. 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 No, yes, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Any of this information, which personal information which you think is not relevant, you can eliminate. Now, if you think your resume has been very long, right? Uh, for the fresher, it's never ever recommended to go beyond 1 page. Now, in any exception, maybe you have been a tremendous student who has done some 6-7 projects, you have done internships, you have done summer trainings, you have other trainings programs as well, you have certifications under which you have some awards and achievements, then definitely you will see that which is the information which you can eliminate, and then only you can use a second page. Otherwise, do not use more than 1 page to make one resume for yourself as a fresher. Now, got it? They also take information about our crime status. Yes, they do take, Diksha. They do verify each and everything, because from your Aadhaar card number and PAN card number, uh, everything gets sorted, right? Word limit is not there. It's just a designing. So that's the reason. Because of these issues, we have brought this culture of, let me show you, where is it? Resume. that this kind of resumes are there now, the partition one, because in this partition resume you can write most of the things at the same place. If you start writing the same information in one page, you won't be do it. So that way this template helps you to write so many things all together. Correct? Now, got it? Anybody else? Any problem? Yes. If you have participated in hackathons and anything, you can mention it under extracurricular activities or co-curricular activities. I'll tell you where to mention what. Don't worry. Now this is done. Now these are few mistakes that you do. I'm sure you won't do it. That's something that you infer. Maybe that is your non sequitur information. Okay, serial order. Now this is the serial order for a fresher, right? Now this is a serial order of the resume. Now this is personal information which will include your name, phone number, address, email ID, LinkedIn ID, and any of the link of your website in case you belong to. For example, you have created any blog, maybe you are a owner of a website or any something that you can add that link as well. If you have your own website, you have your own blogs, you have your own creation, right? So you can mention at the top of the personal information place. Career objective was clear yesterday. I told you that career objective will have what is the objective of your career. So this is what you mention. Then you would mention about your academic qualification. Academic qualification will be in the chronological order, like I have explained you yesterday. After this chronological information, you can write down your technical skills, right? In your technical skills, like I have told you, you will mention them properly. Back end, front end, technology, tools, maybe the Windows platforms, operating systems. So you can bifurcate them and then properly you can mention out there. Now all those students, those who have read it somewhere, that I know Microsoft Office, do not write it the way you want. If you are really good at Microsoft Office and what all things are there in the Microsoft Office, you should know this, right? Some people say, I know Microsoft Office. So do you know PPT? No. How to make PowerPoint presentation? No. How do you make Excel? Don't know. Then how can you claim that you know about Microsoft Office? All right, so these few things will also be there, right? So you have to check whether you know them all and see what all things come under Microsoft Office. So just be very specific that you know only Microsoft Word, Office, PowerPoint presentation, Excel. And until Excel also, what do you know, right? Some students, they claim that they know Excel, but Excel in itself is a very vast, it's very vast. You know how to use pivot tables? Do you know how to how to make the contradictions, how to use let's, what do you say, how do you take out the statistics out of it, how do you infer the graphs and everything? So that is what Excel is, right? Ma'am, under one recruitment company they mentioned what, PDF doc. Okay, what do you prefer to go with? It's not my preference to go with your name is Ankam. It's not about my preference, it's all about what I know. Maybe if you know PDFs, these are the kind of files that you save. PDFs, do you save your file in doc, or you're saving in the format maybe .rtr, rtf, right? So these are okay, you want to save your resume, so you should save your resumes always in PDF. First, it saves your it maintains your privacy, nobody can edit it. It is easy to fetch, it is easy to send, and it is also easy to retrieve. So for all these reasons, I would prefer that you always save your resumes in PDF format only. Got it? Any doubt? All right, then you will write down, ma'am, can you please show, what do you want to see? Can you please show, I just missed it. Can you please show the previous slide once? This one. Right. Done. Can we, can you we use same resume for different position? No, no, that's what I said, Tanvi. You cannot. You can use the same resume for different companies if they are posting for the same job profile. But you cannot use the same resume for the same company if they have posted different jobs, different position, jobs position. For example, a company Amazon has released the requirement that they're looking forward for data analysts, for cyber security experts, IoT expert, Java developer, Python developer. So obviously one resume would not work. For that you need to have different one, if you have interest, if you have knowledge. Now, if you have a job, if you have Amazon, Snapdeal, Swiggy, Zomato's, and Microsoft's, these are few different companies, but the requirement is Java expert, and you think if the relevant information is same, then probably your same resume can work. Got it? Got it? No problem. Pleasure is always mine. Okay, so this is your serial order, technical skills and projects in details. I have already discussed yesterday what all things should be there in the project, right? Then trainings and workshops. So all kind of trainings that you have taken. Now, here is also one glitch. Always mention only those trainings in which you are comfortable and you know something. You don't have to make different resume for different companies. You just have to alter and modify the information for different companies for different positions. Now, trainings and workshop. So trainings and workshop is like let's say you have taken some 4 or 5 certifications from different certification bodies, right? Now, understand few things here is this training, are you really comfortable with that training or not? For example, you attended 1 day seminar on artificial intelligence, right? I am not suggesting you to not write. You can write it all completely well. But my dear friend, if you can only mention if you can speak at least 10% of what you have attended that day. It was a 1 day seminar, so yes, definitely a person is not expecting you to be an expert of AI, but at least you were able to explain what you did attend. It's just not a matter of certifications that you took it from anywhere in the world and then you mentioned just to flaunt your resume. No, just write down only those certifications and trainings in your resume for which you are comfortable and you believe that you will be able to comprehend them, you will be able to explain them, you will be able to justify them. So there should not be any lies, any false promises, over commitments in your resume. It should be known to you. Your comfortable should be. Yes, it has to be true. I'll tell you one example. I was in a I was there in Chandigarh University, because where there the IBM came for Pool Campus. I'll explain you in the interview session what is Pool Campus. It came for the Pool Campus. It has 2 days process to shortlist a student. So one, yes, it was a it's a technical round. Then it was a technical round again on the computer, where they take the test of their aptitude and anything. No, first was aptitude and second was technical, and then third is common HR round. Then the document verification, and then you are through for IBM. Now, one student, because they have now these companies, they have the set criteria that you should have be like 60% throughout, like 12th, 10th, and then your graduation. Your 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 most like your best 3 subjects should be 60%, like PCM. So that student, he came out with with the promise that he is 60% throughout. He wrote that information. That was correct. Okay, done. Now, when he reached till HR interview, and then when he was going under the process of document verification, his documents were torn and was blacklisted from IBM for entire life for lying, because his percentage was coming out to be 57.8%. He thought 57.8 means 58%, and 2% doesn't keep any that weightage. So definitely that person got really out of that part in just seconds. It also ruins your image, isn't it? So it's a suggestion, it's an advice, it's a strong recommendation. Whatever if your information is, even if you have percentile with 68.2, make it 68.2. Do not round it off by yourself. Let the person do it for you. Correct? Because if you really are caught up at the last, your image goes down. Then these are the awards and achievements. Awards and achievements are which you have achieved in your life. For example, you have been awarded nationally, internationally for something, you're recognized for something. That is your award and achievement. For example, if you have saved someone's life, right, and for which you've been awarded, that is also an achievement and award for you. You participated in any hackathon, you participated in some GitHubs, right, and you scored some second position, first position, third position. That is also a matter of award, right? Hobbies and interpersonal skills are absolutely optional. I don't prefer people to write it, but in case you don't have anything to write in your resume, definitely you can. Also, I missed one point here is your internship, public, your summer training, if you have gone through, right? So this is also something that you're gonna make it here. Clear? Interpersonal skills, if you would like ask me, like people say I have a good team leader, I'm a good decision maker, right? And probably I am a person who is a better communicator. I am good in I mean adaptive, team spirit. So these are few interpersonal skills which I prefer people to not mention, because that is something that is reflected in your personality when you are interacting with the HR person. But if you feel like writing, that's not harm. And any of the information like hobbies and interpersonal skills, if you don't mention, that will never harm your resume, and it will not give you the extra brownie point also. So this is, if you write it, it's okay. If you don't write, it's okay, right? So it will not harm you, right? Also, I would like to mention out here is, I think I've mentioned out here. Also, when you are you're making your resume, do please keep the same font size. If your title is Calibri 12, the all the titles should be in 12. If your subheadings in 10, keep your subheadings in 10. And if you're writing the main content in 8, so everything should be in 8. So you have to maintain that particular decorum of the document, right? Different font size, different font colors, different font styles, it looks all messed up, right? So use a one specific font style. I would prefer either you can go for Calibri, you can go for Arial. These are both professional style of writing your resume, right? Yes, absolutely. I was coming to the same point, Tanvi. Now, let's say if you say you have been awarded first, or maybe awarded first rank by first rank in so and so, or achieved first position in some event. So that first position, highly ranked, these information should be kept in bold so that it grabs the eyeball of the recruiter, right? All the important information should be there in the bold. It shouldn't be like entire paragraph should go bold. It's just the important bullet points should be in the bold. Clear, everyone? Font size should not go above 12 or 13, depends, right? Font sizes, see here, I'll show you. If I could make the changes out here in the word. See, if I choose this, can you see this? Can you see this, Sandeep? This is font style. So, and this is what is your size. So this is style, this is size. So you can change it accordingly. So you can use a Calibri, or maybe this is a style. Calibri, you can use Arial, like Arial, right? So any of it, Arial. But I prefer you to mention it in the Calibri only. Calibri works better for everything. And then you can choose the font style also that ways, right? Font size 8, 10, depending on your system, how does it look like? You can choose one, right? Then you can use bold. You should not use bold here. Italics, underline, right? If you want to bring it to the you want to just make it kind of some effects if you want to give. If not, then this is the way. Or there are so many other options given of word. I'm sure you all can use that. So this is how you do the styling. Clear, everyone? Clear, everyone? Clear or all clear? Any doubt? Friends, any doubt? Okay, ma'am, in previous session you explained the objective. Should I, should be. So can I add queries like in Gita's, which is relevant about? No, 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 no. No, no, don't use any quotes and anything. No, that is absolutely not professional, right? So, in just your career objective should be crystal clear. What you are going to serve to your company and what is your skill set areas are. For example, dedicated software engineer with excellent knowledge of Java, C++, and want to use it, or want to excel in this, or want to utilize my these skills to to bring the organization or whatsoever the language you want to use, right? But no, nothing like codes or Gita, something like that, not required. I'm really happy that there is no doubt. Either the no doubts are in two cases. One, you understood so well, and second, you did not understood anything. You did not understand anything. So I don't know which category this class is lying in, but for this, I accepted that there is no doubt. Right. All right. Understood. All right. That's perfect. Now see, these are few free resume and CV builders. You can make a note of it. You can make some. I've had a few things here. Now see, the cover letters and templates. Now you need to also understand few things that when you will be making your resume. Okay, before that, let me show you very important thing. When you make the resume, now how do you know whether you have made the right resume or not? Your ma'am would not be there for you to check each one of your resume. However, I would be. Once you make it, please keep it for ready in the ID that I have shared with you. You can post it there. I can check your resumes. Now for every second I won't be there, right? So what you can do, you have a just let me erase everything. You have a resumeworded.com. So this site, what it does is it helps you to screen your resume according to the requirement of the recruiter. So now you have to choose one, whether you are an entry level, mid level, or a senior level. Because you are an entry level, you just choose a file, just choose it from your location and just upload. It will give you that whether your resume is working fine. Is there any change which is required? If it is not required, that is fine. And if it is there, if it is right, that's okay. If it is not, it will give you the suggestions to make it correct. All right, got it? Got it? This is something really very interesting, and you will be amazed to see this when you will create one resume for yourself, and you will believe that this is the fantastic one. It will tell you that where it is wrong, whether you should add these points or not, right? Whether these points are validated or not. So this is something which is something you should know. Understood? Any doubt? You will be happily doing this. Okay. Now comes the cover letter. Now, cover letter for internship. Now, let's say if you are applying for any internship program and you want to apply here and you want to write the cover letter. So, first of all, your cover letter for any that is resumeworded.com. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Just I'm coming back. Okay. Now, now let's see. These are the cover letter. What is cover letter? That you send over the mail where you attach your resume. You cannot send your resume as it is, right? Hi, please find attach my resume. You have to write the description about yourself, right? So this is what you will be writing under your cover letter. And how do you do it? First, let's understand for internship, because first you will be applying for internship program. Give me a second. All right. So first is your contact information, date of writing, your hiring manager's contact information if you had one. If you're not, then you can eliminate it. Then the salutations, then first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph. First paragraph will include the hook, the reader with a strong engaging introduction. Second paragraph will have expand on why you are the perfect candidate, focusing on your measurable achievements and relevant skills. Third paragraph will include explain why you want this job more than anything else. Then final paragraph will have your closing statement, including a call to action, and then the sign off. Sign off is best regards. So now this is what the template look like. Architecture of this look like. Now what exactly you need to do is this. Um, I'll show you one example. Also, I have mentioned out here. I'll show you one example. Not this. This is the this is what this is the one of the samples, I would call. It is not the right one. This is just the example, right? A final year law student at Mumbai University. I was thrilled to see the internship program. So this is how you have to make your just changing the name, right? Control set. Or just an example of giving it the your cover letter. That's how you do it, because I'm not showing it because it is some related to. Okay, now let's see how to start a cover letter for the internship opportunities. First of all, you have to introduce yourself, right? Okay, what is the difference between regards and best regards? These are all art of closing any email or a letter. Like you do warm regards, best regards, with best wishes. These are just the closures, just a different way of closing it. Introduce yourself and identify the internships applying for the sentence. Mention the academics achievements, if possible, accomplishment from the work experience or a previous internships. Show your passion for your chosen field as a student, as a fresher, or enthusiasm in one of the greatest assets alongside your education. Also refer to something about the company that you find impressive. A bit of flattery always help. Yes, you can use something to flatter the person, just few lines. Make sure you actually use the name of the company to make your cover letter appear more personal. Sprinkle in a few of your key skills that are most relevant to the internship. So these are few things which are very much important, right? And you will use them, right? So this is the way how do you start writing your internship cover letter. And similarly, when you're looking for the job opportunity, then you can mention out here as your jobs. I think I lost that page. Where is it? Right. So you can keep it here as your internship, as your job, right? And then probably you can change it accordingly. Correct? So that ways you can make them accordingly changed. Now, any doubt so far? Just think to any doubt? Sure. All right. So, my dear friends, in the next sessions, we are starting with a series of interviews, video resume, and your videos interviews. I'm sure this is going to be very important for you. Yes, academics and extracurricular activities. Uh, when you talk about extracurricular activities, you talk about what you did something extra with your curriculars. For example, you participated in some of the you organized some activities, events, you participated in some events. So any participation or organizing, right, that will come under extracurricular activities. Got it? You want the link for upcoming session, I will definitely convey the same to the management, right? They will share the link of upcoming sessions, but for this I'll tell you that next sessions will be of interview series will go on, right? And this is going to be very important for everyone, so definitely join it. And my class starts yes, this entire presentation you will get it, right? So this class starts Saturday 7:30 to 9, Sunday 10 to 11:30, right? So this is how it goes. So my dear friends, I think let's wrap it off for today. Any doubts so far for me, you can let me know, else we'll wrap it up. And please let me know, did you find this class important today? Did you find this class important today? One small feedback. Thank you so much, Ratnesh. Thank you so much, Sandeep. I'm amazed to hear that. Right? Even if you have some doubts, no? Okay. Thank you so much. You will get these recordings as well. Right? Uh, Yes, I would definitely ask management to give us some flexibility to interact. One. Second, my dear friends, I would ask you, if you have any questions, you can always, maybe something runs to your mind, maybe after the session, you can write it on this website, the mail ID that I've given you. Write down, I'll answer them. It's very awesome to hear. Thank you so very much. It's pleasure is all mine, and I wish you all the best. Enjoy your week end today, and awesome weather with your family, right? and let's meet in the next week. Thank you so much for such a beautiful audience. Bye bye. Take care. Lots of love to you and your family. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.